Well, hello, this is Jasmine Gonzalez. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to talk about something about my job. Um, I know I shouldn't talk about my job because I could get in trouble and yada yada, but it's just like I'm frustrated with my job because it's becoming stressful in a way that it should not be happening, and it's stressing everybody out. Um, and there are a bunch of factors that are happening in the store. I work at Walmart. I work in the online grocery shopping pretty much. What I do is like pick things for customers that order groceries online and want to pick it up later that day, or some people also I also pick for cheap from store, pretty much like customers that make an order and we pick their things and then we ship them to their homes. So pretty much it's a way for retailers, for Walmart to turn a store into a warehouse. So you have warehouse operations. Pretty much in a warehouse, you will have shelves and you will have workers picking items from shelves, and then you will be shipping to customers or like delivering, depending if they have their own delivery system, local delivery system. So um, yeah, so that's pretty much what I do at work, you know. So when we go on Pickwax, we're interacting with customers. We also have to provide customer service while we're on Pickwax, which pretty much means that if the store is really busy, like on Sundays most of the time, you will get stopped multiple of times for people asking where they can find pet food, where they can find this item, or whether they need a key, or will ask you, hey, do you have a key? And will complain to you that they cannot find somebody who's a key. Things like that. um, but lately my job, at least in the back room, is becoming stressful. Number one, because we don't have enough equipment. When we go and pick up, we get a handheld device that tells us where to go and pick. So we don't have enough of those handheld devices. We also use those handheld devices to stage the order for the customers. Like everything's printed in a little label with a barcode. Um, and and this technology that is out there in almost every store that has online grocery shopping probably uses some version of the system. So I have to scan it, place it. So we don't have enough of those devices. You know, they are also used in the store a lot to check prices and all that kind of stuff. Uh, check the location of items, check inventory. So they are widely used through the store by almost everybody. But in online grocery shopping, we have to use them because there's no other way we can accomplish our job if we don't have those handheld devices. So we don't have enough handheld devices for everybody. And look, there's the option of bringing your own device, but I'm not going to bring my own device because I will not be able to claim it on my taxes as being used for work because I have to file a Schedule A, but I rent, so I don't have enough to be able to claim the cost of my phone to for the year. So I will have to be paying a phone fee that I will have to pay out of my own pocket and using it at work to be able to do work, where I feel like Walmart should be supplying the necessary equipment. Um, and yeah, there were the news that Walmart was thinking about getting employees cell phones for work. I still haven't gotten one. Um, so because I don't have enough handheld devices, so sometimes things get delayed. And look, there are also app issues because everything is done by an app. If the app is not perfect, there are going to be app issues, and we're having lately we've been having app issues of things that customer order getting overdue. But the thing that has been affected most is like we have people coming to work, but we don't have enough equipment, so we have to put them to do other things that don't require using the equipment. But then the picks get delayed because we get so overwhelmed with so many picks, but we don't have enough people picking, and things get delayed. When things get delayed, the back room gets stressed because then they are getting delayed and it's turning into chaos. Pretty much, it's creating chaos, which should not be happening at all. It's an easy job, and the chaos is created because we don't have enough equipment for everybody. And then the other end is dispensing. When the customer arrive and people have to wait for the order. When we only have one dispenser with one piece of equipment to be able to dispense the orders, it becomes chaos too. Because then customers are complaining, oh, I have to wait too long. Delivery drivers have complained that, oh my gosh, I don't have to be waiting. I'm going to cancel that order, because delivery drivers think that they can do whatever the hell they want to. That should not be happening. And now for delivery drivers, I think like, because also there's other issues that I've noticed in the store since I started working, like maybe Walmart could be creating their own fleet for each store, like maybe 2 or 3 vans where that can be used to deliver merchandise. And then if the delivery driver doesn't deliver the merchandise, that merchandise come back to the store, and Walmart is not losing money, and they can still sell that product. Instead of having to count that the delivery driver will bring that item back to us. So if a delivery driver make a mistake, or they cannot find the person, or they go to a wrong address, because that can happen too. So I have more of a um, the company could have more of a insight of like what's really happening when the item is delivered. Did the customer was there? No. Was it delivered to the right address? So then we can reduce the number of complaints that happen sometimes by customers and by delivery drivers just canceling orders because they feel like they want to cancel because they don't want to do it or whatever. So it will save Walmart money, in my opinion. But that's just my thing of saying the way that the pickup area is designed too could be improved. Like yesterday was raining and I was dispensing, and I hate getting wet. I don't understand why we could haven't done something that will protect the employees from all inclement. Um, like having a roofed area, or a roof parking lot where customers could pack. That way the groceries don't get wet. Your food will not get wet. Certain things are in packages that if they get wet, the product could get damaged. So it's not a good thing to have those things getting wet. And also the health of the employees too, because you are pretty much getting wet, and you don't we'll have to spend money for ourselves to get equipment that we may not use if we're not working outside. Um, so it's better to have, like, if you get a roof area, it becomes easier, especially here in the north when we get snowstorms. Like being able to not have to deal with the snow, which could be a hazard if you slip, you can end up injuring yourself. So, and I think it's easier if you have a roofed area where cars can park, and no and the employees don't get wet, don't have to deal with snow while bringing the groceries to a customer. And I understand it costs money, but it will improve things greatly, in my opinion. The other thing that I also think would be nice is like sometimes we depend on like the customer being able to track where they are, but sometimes they arrive and we don't know that they are even there. Maybe a better system to, like, when the customer comes, like maybe put in an intercom where you don't necessarily have to have an associate going outside to check on the customer. You could just have an associate talking via a little intercom with the customer that's in their car, and asking them, okay, what's your last name, and checking them in, so that way the people that are prepping the orders, they can prep the orders, because sometimes like orders get prepped by the time that we're seeing, but sometimes the customer don't arrive on time or they get delayed. It's better if things get prepped when the customer is there, so that way the groceries don't get damaged and we don't have to reach up it. I think that's my viewpoint. um but yeah, that's how I feel like certain things could be done different. But like again, I'm just a Walmart employee. I'm not the owner, and this is just things that corporate probably have not thought of. But I'm an engineer, and I'm looking things from the perspective of being doing this in the field every day, and looking at so what could be improved, and technology. I even thought about the idea of like, and it's a silly idea, maybe using robots to bring the orders to the customer instead of like employees. But that would be like too high tech. But that would be fantastic if there are little robots bringing your groceries, like a little R2D2 going like, here are your groceries, you're welcome to put them away now. That would be hilarious. That would be so high tech and interesting to see happening. But yeah, but again, my job is like I said, I can be walking with a cart full of totes and just like picking items, and the handheld device will tell me which tote to put it. It's a warehouse operation. Anybody that has worked in a warehouse will understand. Um, and then but also you have to deal with customers that are walking around the store, so it makes picking a little bit tricky. You have to be careful of that. Um, and also the backroom is like you separate the order by times, and then you separate the orders by customer. So it's very like the backroom is really hectic because you have a lot of stuff to do during the day, separating the order by customer, and then bringing also the orders, preparing the orders for when the customer is there, or the delivery driver is there. But there are things that I have noticed that are just could be improved, honestly. But especially more important, we need devices because it's just controlling and making things miserable, creating a stress that is not needed. Because when orders get delayed, customers start complaining. You get customers getting angry. Where's my order? Why I have to wait like 30 minutes? You get delivery drivers that are become annoying, and they get angry, and then they start like sometimes even like, oh, I don't want that order. I and they get stressed out. But if we don't have enough devices, we're going to put so many people to the dispense when we don't have enough devices. Like it makes no sense. You still need a device to be able to check the talk to a customer, make sure that they got everything that they needed, and do good customer service. You don't have the devices. You are just like creating chaos and making things more difficult, and it could create problems too because the customer may not get the right order, because then people will be skipping some steps, of checking, making sure that the customer is a customer, the driver, the delivery driver is the right delivery driver for that particular order. So those are the things that can happen when you don't have enough equipment. And then in the back room, just like just having one person prepping the orders is not good. So again, you need more people with more devices to be able to relieve that one person when we get like times where they're really busy, because it varies on the time of the day whether we're busy or not. But that's just me, and that's my opinion. Um, Plus, also more pickers. Like there are times that I arrive and there's not a device, so I cannot go picking. So since they're getting delayed, my coworkers are getting frustrated because they're getting slammed with overdue things that need to be picked. But and I'm there right there, and I could be picking, but I cannot go picking because I don't have a handheld device. So and it's just again, it's just creating frustration for me and the store per se too, because then the managers get frustrated, everybody gets frustrated, and it's just becoming not a good place to be. And I'm just getting to a point that I feel like I want to quit because I don't like the way that things are going, because things are turning into chaos and frustration every day, and I'm tired of it. But at the same time, from my financial perspective, I cannot afford quitting because I need the money. But unless the company or the store does better, do something about it, things are not going to change every day. It's going to stay the same. And I know I'm talking about this. I could get in trouble for talking about this, but yesterday I just had enough of this thing. These are things that are easy to be solved if somebody in corporate decides to do things instead of like smoking pot or whatever they do in corporate. I'm not saying that they smoke pot. Nothing wrong, nothing against that. Honestly, don't get offended, corporate. Don't get me in trouble. But instead of coming with stupid ideas like, oh, the orders have to be delivered, given to a customer within 5 minutes. Really, when you have a stack of like 16 totes like this style, you want each customer to get order within 5 minutes. And when you have only maybe one or two dispensers dispensing orders that are this high, you think when they have multiple cars that their orders are going to get there within 5 minutes? No, no, I don't know what you're thinking when you're not doing the job. You're just sitting in an office and you don't do the job that we do. So corporate, you need to think better about the things that you do. In all honesty, same with like pick rate too, especially on a busy day like a Sunday where you have a lot of people walking. Then you have the pickers that have to walk around the store, having to be careful about not hitting a person, not hitting children, because if a child runs around the store, and you have to be mindful of children, you don't want to hit them with your cart. So like, pick rate is just ridiculous in my opinion, trying to put pick rates that are probably in some cases not achievable when you have a lot of people walking in the store, because what you are doing pretty much is you're making a warehouse in a store, which makes absolutely no sense. If there were no customers, yeah, probably the pick rate can stay as it is. But like when there are customers walking in there, it's just slow down things, And again, it's a detachment from like corporate that are sitting in an office just coming up with ideas to how to make the system work, but they don't really know anything of how a store operates. Um, because maybe they haven't worked their life in retail. Who knows? I don't know, but they should have a better idea of coming up with ideas. And again, the one that I find that could be improved more is the dispensing area because it's like, you know, the weather, dealing with weather inclements, like especially when it's pouring rain. Like there's nothing more annoying than when you're at work and you have to stay 8 hours in your shift with wet socks or wet shoes or even wet clothes because the equipment that they give you, the PPE protection equipment that they provide you, it's not the best equipment. Like you're telling me that this little tiny vinyl poncho is going to protect me completely, right? Yeah, nah. Um, but you could be doing things different, providing a better customer experience, for the customers if you have given more thought of how to design the areas for dispensing and how to manage the system and having equipment for everybody. But no, you can't. Um, so yeah, I'm just at that point, and that's why I'm saying this because honestly, I just cannot continue. I just don't want to deal with the continuous stress of like every day dealing with the same stress over and over and seeing my coworkers getting stressed out, and then I'm stressed out too because things are not getting done. Then I have to try to bring things up to speed, only to things just continue being getting behind, and especially the app issues. The app issues are things that need to be really thought of. Um, if you are going to have good app, like make sure that the app is doing things properly. Like we shouldn't be getting a drop for groceries for 9:30 in the morning at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. So there are some app issues that need to be solved, and I get it. IT department, not my area, but they could work on that. They could have that done way better instead of having this situation that is creating a cluster hell for customers, because then customers like, oh, I got an email saying that my order got delayed. Do you know when it's going to arrive? It's becoming stressful for us when we have to deal with phone calls like that because of an app issue that can be easily solved by somebody doing designing the app better. So anyway, that's all I got. But those are things that Walmart I felt should consider to improve the online grocery experience for the customers. Not only my store, but I'm pretty sure that these issues are common in all of the stores across the United States. And the idea is great in my opinion for online grocery, but at the same time it's like if these issues like that I've been seeing, like it's just going to create more employees that are going to feel like me, stressed out for no particular reason, and that is not good. Honestly, that is not good at all. You're going to be losing employees that are going to be feeling too stressed and they may not want to work anymore. And I'm getting to that point. I don't want to go to work anymore because it's just the stress. The nature of the job is becoming stressful in a way that it should not be happening. But I'm just getting tired of it. It's every day the same thing. And the store, neither the management haven't done enough to solve the situation, and corporate seems to be ignoring those things. So that's it. That's all I got. Peace out, everybody. And Walmart, do better.